Apple's AI situation looks like a complete disaster. iPhone 16 launches, built for Apple Intelligence, ships with zero features. TV commercials advertising Siri's abilities that don't even exist yet. Apple had to delete them. Internal reports call the rollout embarrassing. 6 months delays, missed deadlines. Meanwhile, Google, Samsung and Microsoft shipped AI features months ago. And from the outside, it looks like Apple is behind, like they failed to adapt. And they are falling behind in the AI race. But Apple isn't really failing. They're secretly playing a completely different game from everyone else. And what they are actually doing might be one of the smartest moves the company has ever made. Here's what happened. June 2024, WWDC, Tim Cook's on the stage talking about Apple Intelligence. Smarter Siri, writing tools, image generation, on-device processing, privacy-first AI. And everyone is hyped like Apple is finally taking AI seriously. Fast forward to September, iPhone 16 launches, first iPhone built from ground up for Apple Intelligence. And on day one, zero features, not even one. And the rollout plan is software updates coming soon, but they won't say when. A few weeks later, iOS 18.1 drop, and some features arrive. Writing tools, notification summaries, cool but nothing really new. Then iOS 18.2, Gemoji, image playground, fun but nothing new or important. iOS 18.3, visual intelligence finally shows up. And that one seemed actually useful. But the big ones, new Siri, on-screen awareness, app control, context understanding, still not here. And Apple's gone completely silent on when it's coming. The March deadline got, and no new date. Then Apple starts running massive ads campaign, billboards, commercials, website banners. They show an actually new amazing Siri that can see your screen, remember things and actually help you. Then they delete it. Had to take the commercials down. The features doesn't exist yet. They were advertising something that's still coming soon. And internally, everyone was frustrated. So from the outside, it's easy to say Apple is struggling, oversold and underdelivered. Because the second move advantage doesn't work with software. It's just about to become the next Nokia or BlackBerry. Too slow, too late. Except that's not what is happening. Not even close. Here's what nobody is talking about. Zoom out and look at Apple's whole system. Step 1 is on-device processing. Apple is not running AI on cloud servers like Google. Everything happens locally on your device. Your data stays on your phone. And it's not shipped off to a data center. And that's privacy. Apple's strongest brand pillar. And for Google and Microsoft, that's impossible. Their business depends on your data, ads, tracking, and analytics. Apple makes money selling hardware. They don't need your data, so they can afford to go privacy first. But that makes the job harder. On-device AI means compressing massive models to run on your phone. It has to work perfectly, because you can't patch a bad model on millions of devices overnight. And that's why Apple is going slow. That's not weakness, that's precision. They chose a harder path. Now it gets interesting. Look at Apple's hardware lineup. The new Mac Mini, more storage, more memory. The base has 16 gigabytes. The new MacBook Pro and iMac, same thing. Across the entire Mac line, Apple upgraded the base specs, specifically RAM, which you do need for on-device AI. And they justified it with Apple Intelligence. Business-wise, that's genius. Apple upgrades the hardware, keeps prices the same and says, we did it for AI. And what users see is free upgrades. And what is actually happening is billions in hardware upsells disguised as storage progress. That's economic strategy. But real quick before we get to the next part, this is not a sponsor, I'm not here to waste your time. But if you care about why tech companies do what they do, instead of just taking their word for it, that's actually why I'm building this channel. Every new subscriber tells me I'm onto something and that this kind of content actually matters. Help me do that by clicking subscribe. Thank you. Remember when Apple announced the OpenAI partnership? Everyone thought, why would Apple outsource AI to a competitor? But that's actually brilliant. Training a world-class language model takes billions and years. And OpenAI already did that. GPT-4 works. It's proven. If Apple built their own from scratch, they'd waste years and still get compared to ChatGPT. By partnering, Apple skips the hardest part and focuses on what they do best: integration and experience. On-device model handles small stuff. Complex stuff hands off to ChatGPT with privacy filters in between. So Apple gets the best of both worlds without the baggage. That's not weakness, that's efficiency. Now the rollout. To most people, it looks chaotic. Zero features at launch, then slow updates. But look closer. If Apple dropped everything on day one, it would be noise. Nobody would know what to use, and the hype would die instantly. So by staggering the rollout, they're stretching the story. Every few weeks, new features, new headline, new excitement. So Apple Intelligence stays relevant for months. So when Siri launches, it'll feel huge. Not because it's new, but because everyone has been waiting. That's not clumsy execution, that's narrative control. It turns delay into anticipation. Everyone's like losing their minds when Siri is coming, and that's sustained hype by design. And it works. Google, Samsung, Microsoft all rushed to ship AI. They wanted to be fast, and they shipped mid-tier products. Tackle to search, neat but not revolutionary. Galaxy AI, cool demos, no real change in behavior. They chose speed over depth. And Apple chose the opposite. Go slow, get it right, and protect privacy. And now Apple's slowness looks deliberate, thoughtful. While everyone else deals with privacy scandals and bad press, Apple looks calm and careful. And that's not luck, that's positioning. Look, nobody can predict the future. Maybe Apple still fumbles. But here's what I think is really happening. Apple saw the AI wave and decided not to surf it. They decided to reshape it. They invested in on-device AI, slow, hard, long-term. They built hardware to support it, disguised as free upgrades. They partnered with OpenAI to skip the research phase. They stretched the rollout into a multi-million PR arc. That's not a company falling behind. That's a company playing a deeper game. And Apple is not competing to have the most AI. They are competing to be the company people trust with AI. They're choosing frustrations now for payoff later. They are betting it's worth it. I think they might be right. The question isn't whether Apple's genius, it's whether they can deliver before the rest of the world catches on, and you'll find out soon enough. If you think this AI deal looks confusing, wait until you see what Apple pulled off with the iPhone aluminum design. Everyone thought it was a downgrade. Turns out, it was a setup for something brilliant. That story is right here. Watch it next.